Hey everybody, Basilray from vapetv.com, where I'm your host, Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We talk about vaping, primarily vaping, and mainly vaping, but not to be confused with mainly vapor. Today, I want to bring you a device review, not the newest device on the block, one that I have been enjoying for a couple of months now. Today we're going to talk about the 5-volt Tekk Mod, or Tekk Mod. I got mine from cloudsofvapor.com. You can get them from a lot of places. This one was built by Chev Fox from the forums, and it does not have any kind of variable voltage. It's just straight up, perfect 5 volts. So let's take a quick look at it. This is the latest build design from Chev, and he did a couple of things differently than he's done in the past. So the Tekk charger is powered internally by two 18650 batteries, and it's designed to be a portable USB charging device. So on the bottom here we have a mini USB import. That's how you charge the internal batteries. Then it also has a USB port here, so you can charge something and pass through, like your phone or an iPod or any device that can be charged by a USB cable. On the back it's got a nice, very clicky, very nice horn-style switch. It's black, it blends in very nicely, and he does such a good job putting this on here. It almost looks like this was supposed to be part of the original design of the Tekk. On top, it's a little bit different than he's done in the past, so he's using a double washer and a collared atomizer connector here. So the washer underneath and the washer on top give it a bit more stability than it's had in the past, along with a nice thick layer of epoxy in here. Something that will look a little bit odd. If you look down in the atomizer sleeve, you can see it looks like it's not sealed off. It is in fact sealed off internally underneath. Juice is not going to get into the Tekk mod. What will happen is on top of the washer, there's just a tiny little gap there. You almost can't see it unless you get your eye real close, so there's no way you're going to see it on the camera. What will happen, if you do get extra juice in here from dripping, it will come and kind of seep right out here on top of this washer. So just a quick little wipe and you're good to go. The device is still a plastic box, so it's not the most durable thing around. Brandon, or Chev, said that he thought I would have a hard time actually managing to crack the top plate, which is one of the big problems and concerns people have with the Tekk mod. I made it 2 solid months of dropping it, putting it in my pocket, putting it in my coat pocket, my jeans pocket, in my laptop bag, before I managed to crack it. What did finally manage to crack it, I had an atomizer screwed into the top, and I put it in the pouch on my plane seat on my flight from Detroit to Nagoya, Japan. I fell asleep and I pushed my knee on it, onto the pocket, trying to stretch my legs. I'm 6'2", so I need a little room back there in the economy class, and I've developed just a tiny little hairline crack right here. The piece is still very well intact. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to fall out, and the crack almost looks more like it just has a loose hair sticking on it, maybe one of my beard hairs or something, but it's still in very good shape. It's not too creaky, too clicky. You can squeeze on it. It's very well built. Internally, it's packed very tight inside to get everything in here. During my trip, I found this to be a very useful in-flight device. I just unscrewed the atomizer, threw it in my laptop bag, left it there, no problems getting through TSA. I was able to vape on this on the plane. Shh, don't tell Delta. And at the same time, once my iPod died after listening to multiple hours of Vaporcast and watching some movies, I was able to charge it and use it in pass-through mode for some just in-flight stealth vaping. Pretty awesome. I'm really enjoying this mod. I have yet to actually completely kill off the batteries. What's going to happen here, when the device is charged, the light will be green here when you flip on the switch, which is right here. The switch is not terribly difficult to press, so if you slide it into your pants pocket and you have it off, chances are good it's going to flip that switch up. Happened to me the other day. Was sitting here at McDonald's in Manila during lunch, and I realized my pocket was getting pretty warm. The pressure was pushing the button on the bottom here, and it had flipped on in my pocket, so it was pocket firing. You gotta be a little bit careful. Really probably not the best device to stick in a pair of jeans or a pair of pants. Probably want to keep it in a coat pocket, or even better yet, in your purse or your laptop bag or a backpack. When the light is green, that means it's fully charged. When it starts to get down to kind of a medium battery capacity left, once you start vaping it, you'll notice it's going to turn orange. As you continue to drain down the batteries, the light will stay orange when the switch is in the on position. That will eventually turn red, which means you need to think about charging it pretty soon. I've used this for hours when the battery is red, and I finally gave up trying to completely run down the battery. For this device, fully charged, leaves me at least 3 full days of heavy vaping use if I'm not charging any other devices like a phone, again, or an iPod or any USB powered device from the Tekk Mod itself. 3 days at a solid 5 volts is really hard to beat. It's probably the best battery life of any mod on the market. I'm absolutely loving this. This has completely supplanted the 5 volt GLV as my go-to 5 volt device. Between the Silver Bullet and the Tekk Mod, that is 90% of my mod and my vaping usage right there. If you haven't gotten one, you can get them from cloudsofvapor.com. You can get them from some other places as well. Like I said, mine is the Chev designed and put together Clouds of Vapor Tekk Mod. Let me give a vape on this, then we're going to flip the camera around and we're going to check this thing in action under load. So here we are connected up to the multimeter with the Tekk Mod. You can see we're connected right in, leads to the clamps, which leads to the probes. Let's check out the unloaded voltage output here. So we'll go ahead and fire it. And we're going to run right up to 5.27 according to my meter here. Not too bad. 5.27, and keep in mind that's without any kind of atomizer on the top. So let's adjust here. Let's put on an atomizer. We're going to check it under load. This is a 2.9 resistance SLB atomizer. It's a fresh, brand new Addy. So here we go. We're loaded up. We're still connected. Let's see what this is going to do with a 2.9 ohm atomizer on the top. This is going to put out 4.99 volts under load, right on the nose. And for those of you that are into the watts comparison, let me go ahead and plug it into this handy web calculator. And 2.9, and I'm going to put a link to this in the description. It's a really pretty nifty utility. Looks like the watts generated from this is going to be about 8.6 under load. So again, 2.9 ohm resistance atomizer, 4.99 volts. Here it's going to run right up to 5, so it's going to be right around 8.6. Now you're going to get a little bit of fluctuation here from the Tekk Mod, but not too much. So we can safely call it about an 8.6 watts produced from the Tekk Mod. So we've looked at the device, we measured the performance. Let's talk about the last thing I want to touch on, that's the size of the device. It was my biggest concern. I'm going to hold it up here against your average run-of-the-mill BlackBerry Curve. You can see the actual device is shorter than the BlackBerry Curve. And the thickness is about like stacking 2 Blackberries on top of each other. So it will fit in your pocket. Unless you're wearing your tight skinny jeans, you probably don't want to put it in your pocket just because of the extra pressure that's going to be placed upon the atomizer. The only knock I have on this device is the durability. This top piece, like I said, is starting to crack a little bit. The most common problem with the Tekk Mod is this top plate cracking from the modding process and drilling a hole here in this plastic. But if you've been thinking about getting a Tekk Mod or a 5 volt mod in general, why not get one? You're going to get at least 3 full days of pretty heavy vaping. That's what I get. I have not successfully drained this thing down. I've gotten it down to the red light. I've ran it that way for hours and hours, probably a good 6 to 8 hours, pretty solid, consistent vaping, without being able to successfully, completely discharge the Tekk Mod. It's a glorious, beautiful piece of vaping goodness. You gotta get one, especially if you're on the go a lot. Maybe you need to charge your phone, maybe you need to charge your iPod, your MP3 player, whatever it might be. Why not carry this, get rid of the extra battery add-ons, all that junk, vape, charge, enjoy. Again, I'm Basilray. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, @Basilray. Subscribe up here on the YouTube. Hit me up on one of the various forums. You can find me on ECF, New Vapor, Vapor Talk, and Vapors Forum. Glad to answer any questions. Take care of ya. Whatever you need, you let me know. Until next time, take care.